Confidence doesn't disappear overnight. It erodes every time you ignore your own voice. And the way back, one small act of self trust at a time. One of the greatest battles we face isn't with the world, it's within ourselves. You can have the dream vision board, the 5 step strategy, even the cheer squad in your corner. But if you don't trust you, none of it lands. That's why today's episode is so important. We're talking about self trust because self trust is the secret sauce to confidence. And confidence is the key that unlocks every door you are waiting to walk through. This episode is going to shift something deep for you. You'll not only understand what's been keeping you from trusting yourself, but you'll also walk away with a simple formula to start rebuilding that trust today. And let me tell you, once you rebuild it, your confidence won't just grow, it'll soar to new heights. You've been playing small long enough. It is time to speak life into your life. These aren't just your regular schmegular affirmations. They're your main character activations. Say it loud. I am the main character and I live it. Download your power affirmations in the show notes below. Welcome to Confident and Empowered, the Encourage Over Everything show. I'm Letitia Hopkins, your favorite voice of encouragement and main character coach. Around here, we romanticize our lives, reclaim our confidence, and run the show just like we were born to do, okay? Hey, friend. Let me start with my own story. For years, anytime I had a decision to make, big or small, I would call everyone my mom, my friends, people I trusted. I'd compile their thoughts, gather their advice, and make a pros and cons list, honey, based on everybody else's input. It was very much giving, I need a legal pad just to figure this out. But it felt safe, like I was covering all my bases. But here's what I wasn't doing. I wasn't checking in with me. I immediately defaulted to, I don't know, or thinking everyone else knew better than me. I was so busy asking them that I never actually asked myself, what do I want? What feels right for me? Little did I know, I was teaching myself not to trust myself. And then, life would have it, it shifted. When my granny and my mom both made their transition to heaven, those voices I leaned on weren't there anymore. And while that was one of the most painful seasons, and I mean painful, honey, it was the worst. But it also handed me a lesson that would change everything. I had to learn how to check in with myself and trust me. I had to get still. I had to pause and listen. I had to stop defaulting from I don't know what to do and actually start realizing wait a minute, I do know. And truth be told, I always did. And Queen, when I began listening to myself, something powerful happened. I stopped needing external permission slips. I started honoring the whispers in my own heart. And the more I honored them, the louder and stronger they became. And the more I trusted myself, the more confident I became. That's what I want for you to reclaim that confidence that comes when you finally decide to trust you. Self trust is really not a feeling that you wait for. It's not sitting around waiting for confidence to arrive like an Amazon Prime delivery. It is not checking the app to see when it's on its way and how far away the delivery driver is, okay? If you stock your packages like I do, you know exactly what I mean. Self trust is a muscle you build. And like any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every small promise you keep to yourself is a rep. Every time you honor your own voice instead of outsourcing it, You are stacking strength. That's how confidence is born, not by waiting, but by training and conditioning. Self trust is about proving to yourself, one decision at a time, that you are trustworthy. Confidence is not the starting point, it's the byproduct. Think of self trust like the foundation of a house. If the foundation is shaky, the walls won't stand no matter how beautiful you paint them. But when the foundation is solid, that house isn't going anywhere. When you keep promises to yourself, big or small, you lay bricks of confidence. You don't wait for the feeling, you build it through trust. Now, let's really sit with this for a moment because if you've ever felt shaky about trusting yourself, you are not alone. But we've got to break down why. Self trust erodes because of self doubt, because of overthinking, because of past failures that left scars. You know what I'm saying right here. When something didn't work out, your brain didn't just say that was a lesson. Oh no, it went straight for the jugular. You know how that inner critic is. It's like, see, you can't be trusted. You always mess it up, always hating. And when you don't fully trust yourself, you outsource. You hand your power over to everybody else's opinions. You start compiling their voices, giving them more weight than your intuition, as if they know more about your life than you do. You crowdsource your confidence like you are polling the audience of a game show. But here's what happens when you do that and things don't work out or they go sideways. You don't just shrug and say, well, that was their advice. No, you internalize it as a permanent mark against you. You brand yourself with labels like, I'm not good at relationships. I can't make smart decisions with money. I don't know what I'm doing. Instead of saying, okay, that was a lesson, you internalize it as proof you're not capable. So when the relationship doesn't work out, even though you saw the red flags, you don't say, I knew. You say, I can't trust myself. That one mistake becomes a permanent scarlet letter in your mind. I'm not good at relationships. I'm not good at money. I'm not good at decisions. And when you second guess yourself until the opportunity passes, you don't say, that's a growth area. You say, I clearly don't know what I'm doing. Instead of recognizing a mistake as a stepping stone, you turn it into a cage. And let's call it what it is. Every time you silence your inner voice, you chip away at your self trust. Every time you override your own knowing, you reinforce the story that someone else knows better about your life than you do. That's not just self doubt, that's self abandonment. But here's the shift, friend. Mistakes and missteps are not permanent marks against you, they are invitations. Every wrong turn was data, every failure was feedback. Every detour was development, direction in disguise. You are not broken because you've missed it before. You're human, and humans grow by living, not by waiting until they're perfect. So instead of branding yourself with, I can't be trusted, I want you to reframe it as, every experience is teaching me how to trust myself better. Every scar is a story of strength. Every lesson is evidence I can handle more than I thought. Friend, you're human, and humans don't grow by waiting until they're perfect. They grow by living, by trying, by failing forward. Here's a truth I really want you to hold on to. Self trust isn't destroyed by mistakes, it's destroyed by misinterpretation. You've simply been misinterpreting your past. When you treat your past as proof you're incapable, can't be trusted, it causes you to lose trust. And when you treat your past as practice, you gain it. So the good news is you can rebuild it one promise, one decision, one moment of self honor at a time. Friend, you know there's more for you, more confidence, more clarity, more alignment. But somewhere along the way, you stopped asking yourself what you really want. And it's time to reconnect, to remember who you are before the doubt, the pressure, and the perfectionism took over. The main character energy journal prompts are your daily invitation to step back into your power, to get honest, to dream boldly, to see yourself again. This is where the identity shift actually begins, not just with words, but with truth, with self awareness, with you. Start your journaling journey today and write your way back to the most magnetic, aligned, and unstoppable version of yourself. You are not just chasing your next era, you are being her. Grab the main character energy journal prompts now in the link in the show notes, okay? So now that you see why self-trust gets shaky, let's talk about how to actually rebuild it. Because here's the thing, rebuilding self-trust doesn't require giant leaps or massive breakthroughs. Those are cute. And don't get me wrong, we all love to grow by leaps and bounds, right? But it can also start with something far smaller, but way more powerful. I call this the self love two step. And friend, if you practice this, you will literally rewire the way you see yourself. Step one, keep a micro promise. Most of us think confidence comes from big wins, the job promotion, the new relationship, the big launch, and it can. But real confidence is also built in the micro moments. It's built in those small decisions where you say, I'll do this. And then you actually follow through. Think of it like deposits in a bank account. Every little promise you keep to yourself is a deposit. Wake up when you said you would, deposit. Go for that 10-minute walk instead of scrolling, deposit. Drink that glass of water that you promised yourself, deposit. And suddenly, without realizing it, your account of self-trust, it is overflowing, okay? Because your brain is collecting evidence. Your brain is like, she does what she says she'll do. Okay. She's reliable. She's trustworthy. Get it, girl. And this is why it's so important to start tiny. I'm talking micro promises. You can't fail. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Step two, celebrate the promise. Now, here's the part most women skip, okay? We don't celebrate ourselves. We just check the box and move on to the next thing. But celebration is really where the shift happens. When you pause, even for 30 seconds, and say, yes, I kept my word to myself. You reinforce the identity. I am a woman who can be trusted. This is bigger than clapping for yourself. It's identity work. Every celebration locks in the evidence. Every acknowledgement rewrites the old story of, I don't know what I'm doing, into, I can trust myself to lead. So if you want to rebuild self trust, don't just keep promises, celebrate them out loud with joy, with intention, because celebration is how you move from doing to becoming. Now, if you are on the struggle bus and you are wondering, what does celebration even look like? Because it's just something that you don't do for you. No worries, I got you. Here are some very simple daily micro celebrations that you can easily do. You can say it out loud, like I shared before. Literally tell yourself, yes, queen, I kept my word to myself. Speaking it anchors the win in your nervous system. You can take a hand on heart moment, pause, breathe deep, and put your hand on your heart and whisper, I trust me. Let your body really feel into this. You can journal it. You can have a special journal that you just keep your wins in. Write it down daily in a running list. You know why? Because seeing evidence pile up visually builds that self trust bank account. Journaling not your thing? No worries. Leave yourself a voice note. Record a quick note on your phone celebrating your follow through. And before you know it, you'll have a library of your own evidence to replay whenever doubt creeps in. If you are a visual person, take it back to elementary school days. Get yourself a token or tally system. You can drop a pebble or a bead or a coin in a jar. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you can keep a checklist. And watching all of those checks add up really does create physical proof of your self trust stacking up. If you are an affirmation girly, do an affirmation anchor. Pair the action with an identity statement like, I'm the common I'm the kind of woman who shows up for herself. And if you are somebody who works off of rewards, the self reward ritual is for you. It doesn't have to be expensive. You could light your favorite candle or sip a cup of tea slowly. You can step outside for fresh air, whatever feels like a love note to yourself. Create some rituals that are beautiful practices that you can appreciate yourself and congratulate yourself on your wins. Here's why this formula works and why it matters. Celebration isn't fluff. It's identity reinforcement. It helps to break the cycle of self abandonment by creating proof you can count on yourself. It shifts mistakes from marks against you to moments of learning because you are stacking new evidence every day. It really rebuilds confidence from the inside out. It tells your brain, this matters. I am becoming the woman I want to be. Without it, the action just is going to feel like another task, but with it becomes transformation. Every micro promise kept and celebrated is another brick in the foundation of your confidence. This is how you stop outsourcing your power. This is how you stop living in self doubt. This is how you become the woman who can walk into any room and know, I trust me, and that's enough. And it gets better. Here's the ripple effect of practicing self trust. In life, you stop asking permission to be yourself. You stop outsourcing every decision. You lead your days instead of just reacting to them. In love, you stop ignoring your gut. You stop settling for breadcrumbs. You start standing tall in what you deserve and what you desire. In leadership, everything shifts. Your energy changes. Clients feel it. Opportunities notice it. Why? Because when you trust you, others trust you faster. And when they trust you, they invest, they follow, they support. When you walk into a room with self trust, you don't need to perform for approval. You already carry the energy of a woman who knows where she's going, and that energy is magnetic. Self trust and confidence, they're best friends. When you trust yourself, confidence becomes inevitable because self trust says, I believe in me, I back me, I honor me. And queen, that is the ultimate act of self love. You don't need another checklist to prove your worth. You don't need someone else's nod to validate your decision. You just need to trust that what's on your heart is already aligned with who you're becoming. Confidence isn't a vibe, it's a decision. Let's build it. You become confident by embodying it right now. And I've got just a tool to help you do exactly that. The main character confidence checklist is your free glow up guide to help you walk in rooms more confidently, speak up louder, and show up like the star you are. It's simple, it's powerful, and it works because confidence isn't about faking it. It's about remembering who you are. Download the checklist now using the link in show notes, and baby, don't just check the boxes, own them. Now, let me pour into you real quick. Friend, hear me when I say you are not behind because you doubted yourself. You are not broken because you hesitated. That hesitation, that second guessing, that was just a survival pattern. It's not your identity. It's not who you are. Every single time you catch yourself mid pattern and say, wait, I choose me, you are rewiring your life. You don't need perfect clarity to trust yourself. You just need willingness, a willingness to believe that your soul already knows the next step. So if you've been in the habit of calling everyone else before you call on yourself, today is your day to shift. Today is the day you pause, put your hand on your heart, and ask, what do I want? And the magic, you give yourself time to answer. It's okay to pause, to not know right away. We've gotten so conditioned thinking everything must be delivered on the same day, like good old Amazon Prime. Rasputia said, beauty takes time. It don't just happen. Now, if you watch Norbit, you know we can learn a thing or two from Rasputia, okay? Beauty takes time, and so does listening to yourself. Allow yourself some space and time to hear what you have to say. Pause, listen, allow. Sometimes you are afraid to listen to yourself because the answer isn't an easy one. It may require some action on your part, some change on your part, some less settling and more honoring yourself as sacred on your behalf. You deserve the time and space to connect to your own heart and not just be victim to what's playing on repeat in your head. The overthinking only happens when you're too much in your head and not enough in your heart. So drop down in your heart. Place your left hand on your heart and just listen. I promise you, you do know the answer. My one on one clients will tell you, as soon as I hear I don't know, it's time to pause. You do know. You do know the answer. You know better than anyone what's right for you. So grant yourself the grace and the space to build that muscle of self trust within you. And let me leave you with this. If no one else ever gave you permission, this is your moment to give it to you right now. Grant yourself permission to know that you can trust yourself, even if you've stumbled before, even if you've made mistakes, even if you feel like you've been wrong more than you've been right. Honey, you are not disqualified. You are qualified. Qualified by your lessons, qualified by your resilience, qualified by your lived experience. Everything you thought that disqualified you actually pre qualified you as the leader of your life. And the next time you are tempted to ask someone else what you should do, remember your inner voice already has the answer. You just have to give her the microphone. If you are ready to rebuild your self trust and lead life with unshakable confidence, the Confidence Accelerator is your next step. It is a course that's going to accelerate your confidence through the roof. So join the waitlist today and start turning your self love into unstoppable action. Head on over to encourageovereverything.com and join the waitlist. Friend, let me just give you this last reminder. Your confidence isn't somewhere out there waiting for the right timing, the right plan, or the right approval. Your confidence is built brick by brick. Every time you trust yourself, every micro promise you keep, every whisper you honor, every moment you decide, I know what's best for me. That's confidence. That's leadership. That's love in action. And the best news You don't have to wait for it. You can start building it now because confidence doesn't lead, you do. And when you lead with self trust, the world will rise to meet you. And just like that, queen, another layer of your glow up activated. But don't just listen, live it. Because main character energy isn't just a vibe, it's a decision. And you just made it. Want to keep this energy going? If something in today's episode hit home, don't keep it to yourself. Fix another queen's crown. Share it, review it, or send it on with love. Whatever feels aligned. Your words, your stars, they help this message reach even more hearts and many more glow ups. When you share this show, you are not just spreading encouragement, you are reminding another woman she always had the power. We are rewriting stories, raising standards, and showing the world what empowered love really looks like. So remember, when you show up for you first, everything else aligns. Until next time, walk in your power, love out loud, and keep showing up like the main character you were born to be. Say it with me now. I am the main character of my life. I lead with love and I rise on purpose. All right now, friend, let's go. Your era isn't coming, it's arrived. And you already know how we do it around here. We don't settle, we shine. All because together we can encourage over everything.